Hello, everybody. My name is Celeste Using, and my topic is on top-down and bottom-up processing. Top-down and bottom-up processing are two ways in which our brain interprets information from the world. So there are two types of processing: top-down cognitive processing, which influences our concepts, expectation, and memory, and bottom-up processing, which is cognitive processing that emphasizes the importance of information from stimuli in our environment and on our sensory receptors. The law of Prägnanz is one of the core principles of Gestalt psychology. It's a school of thought in psychology that focuses on how people naturally organize visual elements into groups or unified wholes. For example, the law of Prägnanz suggests that we tend to perceive complex images in the simplest form possible. So our minds naturally organize visual elements into the most suitable, orderly form. Ways in which we do this is by size consistency, shape consistency, color consistency, and object consistency. Size consistency is when the object size is the same despite its location being near or far. Color consistency is when colors are the same, but we perceive them differently. Shape consistency is the tendency to perceive the shape of an object as constant, even when its image on the retina of the eye changes due to its angle of view. Object consistency is a combination of size, shape, and color when they are the same, but are perceived differently. Here is an example of shape consistency. In this image, we know that it is a clock even if the angle has changed. Here we can see color consistency in that all three pictures are the same bowl of fruit and the same color. However, the lighting or illumination of the background lighting changes, which can make it look like the fruit is different colors. Here is an example of Gestalt principles of perceptual organization. Figure ground can be seen here in the A in Gestalt, in that it has a tree if you look at the white part in contrast to the black part. This happens when we focus our attention to the background of this image. Continuity is the tendency to experience stimuli that follow the same predictable pattern as a perceptual unit. So in this example, the S in Gestalt is an S, but it has like kind of a stick through it. You can still perceive it as an S, even with the interruptions of that stick going through it. Closure is the tendency to see incomplete objects as complete. In this example, a G is in two parts, but you can see it as one G because our brain can see it as a G in that it kind of can close those gaps and make it out as a G. Proximity is the tendency to group together stimuli that are physically close. So in this example, the E in Gestalt, you can see the E even though there's a grid over it. And finally, a similarity is when we have the tendency to perceive units of stimuli that are physically similar to one another, even though in this example, in the Gestalt, the two T's aren't next to each other, but you can see that they are similar. My information came from the lectures as well as Google Images. Thank you for listening.